welcome to the Darkened Hour. This is Tia LaBeouf, and we are a collective of geek culture enthusiasts that offer commentary on films, shows, comic books, and much more. And today we're going to talk about The Defenders. And I'll give you guys a quick summary of what it is for those who don't know, have living underneath a rock. This Friday, Netflix released the Marvel series The Defenders. It only has 8 episodes. The plot involves Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and Iron Fist. The villain is The Hand, a secret ancient shadow organization that wants to bring New York City to its knees. Now, I have a question for each of us. And who I have beside me is...
Aesop the Alchemist.
Migs.
Not Migs Drogo?
Nah, not today.
Not today. So...
It may be a sad day for Game of Thrones.
Okay. So my first question to you guys, eight episodes later, what were your initial reactions after seeing it? Aesop?
That's a really weird question. Elaborate what you mean by that.
I guess how did you feel after it ended? Did you feel fulfilled? Were you satisfied? Did you feel a little empty? Did you feel like there could have been more episodes?
There definitely could have been more episodes because it was rushed. And it was only because they had a Super Soldier Elektra come out. So at the end, literally the ending didn't feel like an ending. It felt like, it's obviously just a setup, but I felt it was rushed again, as they did before, rushing this Defender series.
Right. How did you feel, Migs? Okay, Tino.
I don't know. I just, where everybody keeps saying, oh, this is a redemption song for, Copper Hands. I didn't see that. I just saw him in a jumpsuit, and I was...
Well, we're not talking about Iron Fist. We're talking about the show.
The Defenders,
I know, but I'm saying in general. But the show was good, to say the least. There was a little bit of nitpicks I had, and all in all, the show was good. It's just, Rasam was saying, was rushed for something else.
Well, I'm glad you guys said that because I actually did some research and it said that I think Iron Fist and The Defenders were filmed at the same time.
That sounds about
which
right.
shows the rushness. And something that I did immediately after watching The Defenders, I wasn't thinking about on next season. I want to watch Daredevil because I didn't watch that series. I was upset that I spent so much time watching Iron Fist. I'm like, I don't know anything about this guy. I didn't care about, a season or whatnot, but I thought the 8 episodes did feel incredibly short, incredibly rushed. But I felt like for a show that was so short, I felt like it took too long for it to start to heat up. I felt like there were a lot of subplots that could have been tied up a little faster to The Hand. Just get to it. And I felt like the danger was there, but for The Hand to be considered so dangerous, I thought it could have ended on a bigger note. I felt as if, okay, so what do we do now? Also, speaking of a second season, would you push for a second season?
Absolutely, because it desperately needs one because it got interesting only for it to be short-lived.
I would say, yeah, definitely needed. It's not Castlevania desperate.
No, no.
But it's definitely needed just to save it.
Okay, so I actually really don't want a second season. I felt as if it got resolved, and I'm like, okay, yeah, there was that cliffhanger at the end, but there's that major cliffhanger at the end, but it had nothing to do with the Defenders as a whole. It had to do something with unfortunately, just Daredevil. I didn't really care what happened to everyone else. I'm like, okay, I care about him, but I care about Defenders as a whole. And they don't really consider themselves a group yet. They were kind of like a motley crew. And the titles are very, very misleading. I thought they were like, okay, we're going to go do our thing. They were so reluctant to even acknowledge each other.
No one wanted to be a hero.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, well, I don't want a second season them trying to figure out who they are.
There won't be another season figuring out. That literally is a irrelevant statement. The next season with them already knowing each other, they're not going to, that really wouldn't, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand why you said that.
I said it okay, they left each other, right? They went their separate ways towards the end. They kind of Jessica went back to Alias.
Except for Matt.
Luke did whatever, and of course, whatever. Now, I won't say that much, but I'm just thinking, okay, so we do a second season. How do they feel the need to come together again after all that happened? It's just...
They will need a reason to come together. Obviously, they're protecting the city. That was what Matt told them. But the thing was, like you said, it was resolved because their antagonists are kind of finished.
Allegedly.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's where I'm getting at, where it was all rushed. Instead of them knocking off the fingers of the hand so easily... and then having to deal with the super soldier, none of that shit even came to that shouldn't even been the final battle. The final battle should have been the super soldier being reluctant to kill Murdoch and then the five fingers actually get away and realize, okay, the defenders are a threat. Let's actually go after them.
And then have the real.
Instead of doing this whole behind the scenes shadow organization taking away their families and threatening people, let's actually bring the fight to them now. That's how you would continue a second season. The fact that everything, like you say, was essentially resolved, it leaves it kind of open-ended in a way, but at the same time, it's like you almost don't care for another season in that aspect because everything just kind of finishes. Like, so what could you possibly bring up now? You can't do a civil war with the defenders because they don't get along enough anyway to try to do that. So like that's not going to be a possible.
They're not a group dynamic at all.
You need to give them an actual reason to fight against each other. And with Elektra kind of gaining her memories back.
Yeah, I feel like that. Okay, I feel like that was super forced. Honestly, it felt like really plot.
That's because
convenient.
they squeezed so much content in just these 8 episodes, which could have been stretched out better. They didn't have to stretch out so much of them not agreeing with each other because I felt the bickering back and forth when they clearly were on the same side was unnecessary.
Right.
I did like it though because we saw how like assholic each character truly is, which is why they all have their struggles, and trying to force them together was a nice way. You know, kind of Breakfast Club. He was like, all right, you guys are already kind of douchey people. Making you guys work together is already a headache, but this is something forcing you to work together. I would have liked it if the hand didn't get involved, the fingers didn't show up. I would have liked it if since we know Sigourney gets killed by Elektra, but I would have liked it if that was like the last 2 episode plot twist. So then the other fingers now have to come in and see like, wait, you're our leader now? Hold up, you know nothing of the hand. And then she exerts dominance, so then the hand's like, all right, show us what you can do if you want to. You got to prove yourself. You go down there, you open the gate by yourself since you think you're so bad. And then the same thing happens, whereas all the henchmen down there, and then she one-man armies all 4 of them. Impossible, by the way, but she one-man armies all 4 of them. Only for Murdoch to give her a fight solo. What imbalance are we talking here? So
for real. So just to ask another question that talks about these individual characters' inconsistencies, who do you think was the strongest character? And you could define strength however.
The strongest character, obviously, being Elektra without logic. Without logic. It's like she's still a human body, just resurrected. So I give her the extra power boost, sure, and skill where she can handle Jessica, she can handle Iron Fist because he's still a scrub and hasn't finished training. And her giving Murdoch work because he's pulling punches because he's still in love with her. But she should not be giving Luke Cage the work she was giving him.
No.
She kicked him in the chin and knocked him out clean cold. You could take a shotgun to the face, an Iron Fist chin check, but her little heel to your like he was laying down, she just kicked him in the chin. He was like, I'm sorry. I get she's supposed to be a threat, but she should have been more like effective with him rather than just I'm just gonna hit you and knock you out.
And he was able to take a rocket.
He was legit like he got hit by an actual truck.
Yeah, right.
But he walked that off. But she kicks you in your chin, you out cold, and then when you guys in the basement, she's fighting all 4 of you. Her whole strategy, instead of fighting Luke Cage, her whole strategy should have been redirecting Iron Fist's Golden Boy punch to Luke to knock him down, or when Luke swings at her, she redirects it to Jessica, who has super strength as well. That's how she should have been able to handle him. It's like in Digimon when Gatomon was fighting all of them. She didn't beat them all by herself. She made them hit each other, friendly fire. But for her to straight up, I'm just going to take you all on. Oh, you guys will do the abridged 1 at a time strategy and attack me? Cool. I'll take you all down 1 by 1. Oh, look, I'm having trouble with a one-on-one with Daredevil, though.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. Like, how are you handling all 4 of them extraordinary people, but you can't take an actual regular human who's just trained the same way as you?
Because then that's foreshadowing to say that she really wasn't over the
she's not really that. Yeah,
she was never fully dark side in the beginning.
Exactly. And it also shows that she's really not as powerful as they make her seem.
Right.
Because if she's able to take all 4 of them on, who's to say Murdoch can't handle any of them by himself?
True.
Because we clearly saw Iron Fist do his shockwave with his fist, and he laid everybody out, stick everybody in that room. He even laid down White Hat.
Yeah, well.
He laid down everybody with that shockwave punch, but you mean to tell me Elektra can handle him? Like, easily? With help? Inconsistency out the window with her. Like, I like her and all, but it was just OP for no reason. She was a Superman.
She didn't earn it.
Like, for me, they made it seem like it was like she was driven by some demonic force. But it was like, okay, we know what she is now, I guess.
Because at the end of the day, they made it very clear with the hand that it's not it's immortality, not invincible, clearly.
It's them just creating fountains of youth.
And
that's all it is.
We all saw how they got took down one by one. And I'm like, are they really that popping? Like, are they really all that, really?
I just feel like some of the things that she was doing should not have happened. Like, she should have not knocked out Luke Cage. Like, that I can agree with. Like, the fight between him and Iron Fist or whatever, like, that right there should have been saying something.
Yeah, the way he was handling the Danny Bland was prime example that he can't be touched. Like, he's bulletproof, but she could kick him in the knees and he dropped.
But and when Iron Fist punched him in the face with the actual Iron Fist, okay, I understood him.
Yeah, that
put
made
back.
sense.
That made sense. So
that's what I was saying. Her fighting them all four should have just been them redirecting all them. Because she can clearly dodge and redirect their strength. You know, it's like water bending. Like it's an actual fighting style. Like just send someone else's energy to another. All right, I can't block an Iron Fist punch. He hit me with that twice already, and I got laid out. Let me make him punch Luke Cage with it. But no, he's serious about fighting. I mean, they're all serious now. All right, I'm guessing I'm gonna stop pulling punches too. Like all of a sudden, you can beat all of them, which is legitimately impossible.
By the way, let the world know that he isn't my Iron Fist.
Hashtag not my Iron Fist.
He's not my Iron Fist.
He's nobody's Iron Fist.
I'm
to
sorry,
be honest,
but you know.
Speaking of it, now we're talking about Iron Fist. I was gonna ask another question. Who was the weakest character?
Iron Fist.
I want to nominate somebody else because too fair.
Weakest, as in what regard?
As in like, okay, I'll define weak as in kind of a weak link, like something. Every time they were on screen, it felt like, oh, here we go. You know what I mean? Like you're not really doing anything.
I felt that way about Jessica.
Oh, did you?
She wasn't trying to progress the story. She was like, oh, my case. Now,
True.
Matt Murdock, he was actively avoiding being a part of this.
For good reasons.
But because he actually knew why. So anybody he got involved with, he was trying to pull them out of the situation. So he was very assertive in the story as a whole, where she was doing everything she can to not be a part of it.
True.
And Luke Cage, who openly admits that he just wants to help people, he doesn't want to be, he doesn't want to do violence and all that stuff, was still an active spearhead in it. And Danny Bland, as annoying as he can be, this is what I was meant to be. Blah 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 blah. He kept pitching that same line. And like, so he was very
so boring.
You know, he was very active about it. She literally didn't do anything to help the group until she was generally forced to.
Yeah.
Also, I have. Oh, well, you know what? I have another thing to say about Iron Fist, and the reason why he's a weak character in general. It felt like his arguments against, like, you remember that whole scene where they're trying to tell Danny, do you need to stay here? You need to hide you because they want you real bad. And all he could do was fight and argue and make it worse. And I'm telling you, Daredevil.
I know what they were going for in that scene. It was directed poorly. It's not Iron Fist's fault.
It's not his fault. It's just how they wrote it. It made him look really
no. It's not Iron Fist. It's how they portrayed everyone else. Now, what it's supposed to be is, remember how Stick was going to kill Iron Fist? That's what they're supposed. That's what they were supposed to be saying.
Right.
That's why he got defensive and he wanted to fight his way out.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, you're the key. So they were supposed to hint that you might betray us, or you're getting. They never said that. They said, we're just gonna protect you, and he flipped out.
Yeah.
Where it was supposed to be, because that's how the argument originally started. Where because it triggered when Murdoch was hiding Elektra, and then like, oh, you're hiding secrets, and then they turned it on Danny. It's like, oh, well, you're the key. This and that. Like it was supposed to be them versus him, in every aspect. Like,
right.
You know. It's better we either keep you away from this war completely, or we take you out of it where they don't even have their key anymore. That's what the argument was supposed to be.
If we just I think they want to hide
they
it,
never
Stick went too far. Yeah,
Stick was going too far, but that's what Danny was supposed to be afraid of.
Right.
Stick did what he was supposed to do. Everyone else was like, oh, we're just gonna hide you. It's like they didn't make that clear.
No.
And I think Danny didn't get it.
And Danny took it as the way where Stick was going. Where okay, you're gonna kill me to prevent this the
whole
hand from succeeding.
Right, yeah. Which would have been an evil.
And that's what's supposed to set him all to fight. And you can, if you watch the episode again, you'll see that's how the argument got heated.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, because they specify he's the key, they need you, they want you to. He's like, oh, I swore an oath. That's why he kept pitching it. I swore an oath to my masters. I'm not going to betray you. And they were supposed to keep pushing that. So where it feels like, okay, we need to take you out of the equation to stop them.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why he gets defensive and says, I'll fight it by myself. But instead, it turned into, oh, we're just going to tie you down to keep you from joining the fight. It's like, so
now you took it too far.
You triggered him for nothing.
Yeah. You made him,
you made him look stupid. Yeah. It's like now his character looks dumb because he was triggered for like, okay, I have to fight for my life against both.
As many dumb moments he already had already.
Yeah. But again, it's not, in that aspect, it's not his fault.
They set him up to look stupid.
Like I said, this was a rush story. We had a bunch of characters forced into a room who already didn't like each other.
What I didn't like was really like he still acted like a freaking child.
He was kind of childlike, yeah.
And I love the fact that like Daredevil pointed it out when that heated argument in the restaurant. He was like, "Oh, Danny, you could stop acting like a child now."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, thank you."
I noticed that they got a little self-aware how bad the Iron Fist show was.
Yo,
they throw themselves some jabs at that too. Especially Stick was throwing shade too.
But see, what it gave me like a little bit more hope for him is that it's been years. Like Matt already hung up his costume. It was a year already down the line. I was hoping that some way, somehow, the other fist would have lit up, and I'd have been happy. not just one fist.
Well,
That's just the character design at this point. I can't even be mad at it.
I'm just saying, like, you know,
Yeah.
he has, you know, he just went back, trained with this girl for a little bit, and then tried to learn how to control a little bit more of the Iron Fist chi.
Mhm.
But no, you just, I'm a Green Lantern.
And I
just
felt
swing
like
with one
he brought
fist.
that fist out when it was super convenient. Like, it was his
Mhm.
cheat code. Like, okay, I'm getting beat up now. Well, all of a sudden I can summon my chi now, and I've got the fist up. And sometimes he just straight up didn't. He was just getting rocked. I'm like, okay, you're getting rocked right now. You need to get that chi together and do it. And then he wouldn't.
I mean, that also comes down to like where,
inconsistent.
because we know how powerful that hand is. He's like, he
Seriously.
technically should be able to lay out any one of those members on his team. The thing is, they had to make it. It's like a Superman series. It's like Superman's boring because there's no true threat to him. So how can you feel that the character won't make it out? How do you actually build a story when you know the character's always going to be okay?
Right.
If you don't feel like the character's in danger, then you can't actually be interested in them. And that's why they had to make Danny, where they had to make him sloppy, make him only one hand. It's like that's the only way to make his story progress, because he would literally be able to just shoot anyone down.
True, because you know, if you think about even the comics, Iron Fist is martial arts master extraordinaire. Like, he is way above. He's way above anything they could do on the show. You're right, because he would be too overpowered. He would overshadow everyone else.
He should have been what they made Elektra.
Right.
Everything Elektra did is where he should be.
That would have been really cool.
She was OP.
And I'm thinking, like, Elektra's cool and all, but
she's
I'm
not
thinking,
that
like,
big.
but she's not that OP. Like, she's not.
She's
that
literally
hot.
just another like Black Widow.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
pretty much.
I
She's
wish
just
Black
like
Widow
Black
was
Widow.
this strong.
That's what I'm getting at.
Avengers.
She's supposed to be Black Widow on some ninja levels though. So a little,
Steroids.
so she's still more effective than Black Widow because she's got her like actual like stealthiness.
Yeah, they're both like they're cut from the same cloth.
But they
kind
cut
of,
from the same cloth. But for her to literally say, okay, you got bulletproof skin, you have super strength because you can carry elevators.
Right.
You have like max pain vision even though you're blind, and then you can punch a hole through a barnyard from the other side of the planet.
How do we?
I'm gonna wreck all four of you at the same time. It's like, how do you what?
Right, and Luke Cage shouldn't have been touched at all.
At all.
Considering you're right,
Like,
I think you made
Luke
a really good
Cage
point.
should have been the one who the hand member, the finger should have had to take on them.
Yo, for real.
He should have been distracted by Grandmama.
Grandmama. Speaking of such, now
Yo.
I have another question. Do you feel, based on what you saw from the hand, were they truly a threat, so to speak? Were
Madam
they truly as
Gal-Oli.
dangerous as they made themselves out to be?
They were, but you can, like I said, it goes back to them rushing it because they mention White Hat, and then we see White Hat, and after Sticks, like, oh, he can stop your heart beating from just being 5 feet away, which we clearly didn't see.
That sucked.
But we saw where he's a threat because Luke Cage is like, okay, you can shoot me with a shotgun, you can hit me to bust, and I'm gonna eat that hit. When White Hat fought him, he literally took 2 fingers and went Neji, like poking, pop, and
64
Luke was
points,
feeling it. So
Oof.
we saw that he actually was super strong. Like,
Got
he can,
through that bulletproof
exactly.
skin,
He got right through, and he was giving him legitimate work. And I was like, okay. And he came in there clean as hell with the hat. I'm like, okay, this guy's actually a threat.
Yeah.
And the sideways hat, the Wyclef
The
look,
gangsterling.
legit. I'm like, okay, this guy's legit. And then when they were shooting at everybody, and Luke Cage blocking bullet, and Grandmama shot, like they all posed a threat at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then they got watered down as it progressed. Little by little, they got watered down. I noticed it as soon as Colleen's master came across.
Bakudo, right?
I'm like, all right, this guy's pretty much a regular man at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
So
We're
that
not-
just
we're
should.
not
And I
worried
mean,
about
granted, it was stressing on how all of them are becoming more mortal.
Mhm.
That was the initiative. Like they come in super powerful, but when we see them, they're weakening and weakening.
Right.
But that could have been saved for a season 2.
Absolutely.
Dude.
We should have saw. This could have all been just Sigourney Weaver's character, and where the other ones just kind of chime in to like sort their dominance. Like these are the 5 members, but we're not gonna do anything. You're a leader. This is your Black Sky. This is your Bay. This is your Boo. We'll let you and your Boo do this, and if you fuck up, then we step in because they didn't like her anyway.
Wow.
They only just stuck to their oath of getting back to K'un-Lun. So it's like they didn't like her anyway, so they could have let her fail, and then we do it the way we want to do it, and then that could have been season 2.
Nice. That would have been better written. And if they did, they could still done an 8 episodes.
That
And
could
just
have been
continue off.
episodes, exactly.
They did a whole lot of nothing. It felt weird. Like, it was
They
weird.
did a lot and a lot of nothing at the same time because everything they built up was resolved in one
One
in a matter
fatal
of 4
swoop,
in a matter of
right?
like 4 episodes because they spent the first 6 building so much tension.
Yeah.
There was a
just-
lot of character drama and a lot of character build up
Right.
before, and since I binge watched all the episodes in a
You
shot,
felt it.
I felt the building. I'm like, okay, this is gonna get really good, and it got better. Don't get me wrong, but it was so much missed opportunity.
Yeah. I think that's the disappointing part about the Defenders. There was a missed opportunity, and it's unnecessary for them. I don't know why they felt there was such a tight timeline. This could have got released next year and had like 5 extra episodes, and I'd have been okay with that. Okay, there's one thing that I noticed. How did you guys feel about the fight choreography? Those scenes.
It was better.
It was
than
better.
Iron Fist.
Yeah.
It was
Most
so
things
much,
are,
it was
right?
a lot of cuts. Don't get me wrong, but it was so much better. Where I can actually follow and was tell what was going on. And I'm saying specifically for Iron Fist because we know his choreography was some of the worst there was.
It was bad.
It was rough,
As it goes
dude.
for Defenders as a whole, when it came to their fight scenes, I think the fights that were the worst was Jessica. She's kind of like the weakest character in this.
Jessica and Luke, to be honest, they're all frail.
That is such a good point because I felt pretty much saying I felt they were stale and repetitive at best.
Yeah.
Only time it was interesting is when you saw Luke get hit with something that I thought it kind of caught me off guard. I was like, oh,
anytime he gets hit, you're like, oh, they hit him. Like it's like
the fire when the fire came out, I was like, oh wow, he is broke. And the only time Jessica Jones looked really cool, it was when she was holding up the elevator.
That's
when she was
like-
the elevator and when she flipped the dumpster.
Yeah.
I'm like, she.
But then
is
Grandma Ma came with her Yoda palm and was like,
Bop.
wow. Like, it's like, oh, God. So you and Jessica need to go at it. And then when they did fight each other, it was like,
Gal kind of.
because we got an old lady, so there's only so much she can do.
Yeah, she's
But
up
if
there.
she's going to be Neji palming airstrikes, she should, cause especially when she dropped that cane, wop, wop, wop. I was expecting her doing shockwaves that Jessica's really got to like handle, like really got to girth up. Like she just kind of, she literally became like a damsel at times. And then
Right, that's a shame, too.
And here's another thing too, when if Elektra's able to knock out Luke Cage with a simple kick, because she's not a super strength woman, she's just skilled.
Right.
You have Jessica who's skilled with the strength. Why was it that Elektra kicked you into a wall and you were laid out for the whole night?
Yo,
But
I
in
remember
that
that
cave,
exact part.
in the cave, when Grandmama flung you into a wall of rocks and stone, not sheetrock, stone, and the stone broke, you got your happy ass right up and started throwing more punches. Excuse me? I'm sorry, is it Superman?
Yo.
Is this Dragon Ball Z? Like inconsistencies?
Yeah.
Like I was so that's where my real gripe is just inconsistencies across the board.
Seriously,
And when you
man.
saw
Like, how do I gauge these people's strengths? That's why these questions are kind of hard. Who's the weakest? Who's the strongest? They're all terrible at sometimes. It's like
Exactly.
the only person who was truly, truly, truly consistent was Matt.
Man.
Matt,
Marta.
yeah, because his skill is
Daredevil
unmatched.
was exactly where he needed to be at all
and he
times.
looked good.
He never he never faked the funk, if you feel me. Like
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. He didn't do above what he could do. It didn't
and
seem
then they didn't water him down just because
Which
of
is
scene relevance.
weird because I'm watching Daredevil as a series, and I'm like, there's a legitimate growth in how he fights, like, and there's growth in what hits he can actually take.
Yeah.
And boy, always spitting up blood every episode. Like
Yo.
he's
He was
always
spitting up. Yeah, he was spitting up blood when he was fighting Elektra. So like
Taking
they
them punches.
genuinely stayed consistent with him, whereas everybody
I don't
else, you
think-
don't know their gauge.
Yeah, I've definitely seen Iron Fist even get sweat barely. Like, I just felt like he never really got caught damage. I never saw him like legitimately struggle. He was just like going through the motions.
Oh, in Defenders or in his own show?
Iron Fist in both. I feel like he's going through the motions. I feel like he looked better. Don't get me wrong. He looked better in the Defenders. Like, I'm not by a huge margin either. It was just
It's because that
slightly-
stupid one hand thing is still killing us.
It's
That's
distracting.
what kills it. Yeah.
It's distracting.
It's
And
a really
I will
dumb
not
design.
deny it. It was so annoying. Remember that last scene where he's sitting in the dark? I'm like, oh my gosh, is that what I think it is? And that stupid fist lit up. I don't know why. It just aggravated my soul. That last scene.
Yeah.
You're like,
That
oh,
Batman thing.
dun, dun,
That was a really
dun.
stupid scene. I had the same reaction.
You really brought up the
We were
thorn in my
like,
side,
we
huh?
paused the whole thing. We were like, they really
No,
didn't.
my disappointment of that was too real.
You were just like, come on, bro,
I was
get out
like,
of here.
oh, is that my man's?
The
glow.
man's what we actually looking for.
So you decided to go in a jumpsuit now, huh?
Right, let his soul glow through his
Okay.
fist. Like, it was just obnoxious, and I'm just like, give it up, man. Like, I tolerated him in Defenders. Honestly, I did. I didn't think he
Oh
was
my God.
horrible, but there were certain things he kept
His
doing.
fight scenes were better.
No, I'm totally better. I'm gonna give him a lot more credit. I don't know,
Less
maybe
stiffness,
he
more
had
flow.
more time to rehearse. He had more time to do his choreography in this one, and
Should hit that gym though.
yeah, he seems so physically out of place. Now, don't get me wrong, Jessica Jones is not ripped by no means or whatever, but she has a personality, all that swagger, all the jokes. It was kind of like
And
you
she's
didn't
wearing a close kind of
and
hide.
she's
all
wearing
that
a
too, so,
leather
yeah,
jacket, and she's wearing a scarf all the time. So it's like, you don't really, her body is not really that important. Her physicality is important. But when you come to someone who's a martial arts master,
Who
you're
trained
standing
for
next
years,
to
he should be
Daredevil.
cut. Yeah.
Daredevil's ripped. Like, he's ripped.
Yeah, even when he's laying in like the hospital bed and they just put
Right.
an NYP, like he's jacked. He's not, he's not big man get bat big, but he's,
Not
He's
Drogo
cut.
big.
He's cut. He looks like he can do what he's trained to do.
Yo,
like,
for real.
Danny Ray's built like a beanpole. Like,
Abercrombie and
he's
Fitch.
built like a string bean. Like, oh my
You know
gosh.
what you said was right. He looks like an Abercrombie and Fitch model.
Oh, that's accurate.
He just looks like a
He
model.
looks like he can.
That's a pretty boy, but that's
He's
what
too-
he
he's
is.
a little
He's
too pretty.
That Game of Thrones still stayed with
Is
him.
that Lord of High Garden
No, you can
Flowers
leave him
and
alone.
yo, where's Olenna should have just walked in like
Boy.
because she even said it to Jamie Lannister. High Garden was never good at fighting.
Bro, for real.
Oh, not anyone at least. But
Even in Game of Thrones, you're still taking L's.
it's like one of those things with Finn Jones. I can't fault him for accepting a role with Marvel. I can't. I can't fault him because that's a role of a lifetime, and he'd be foolish to turn it down.
Of
Career-wise, I'd like, you know what?
They
You're right,
both,
though.
him and Colleen, come from Game of Thrones to Marvel. Upgrade.
Upgrade
For
much?
real.
One big franchise to another?
it's
Like,
like
what? That never happens. You don't get that. You're a small-time actor, which he is. He's small-time.
Yeah.
He's small potatoes. So he couldn't say no. It's just he got screwed over by the writing, got screwed over by the scheduling,
It was literally scheduled. It
choreography.
was just rush.
And he made him look bad when it's not really his fault. He's not a bad actor. He's
It's
really
not.
not. He's got really bad lines.
Exactly. He did. It's like Sigourney Weaver. People hate her character, but it's like she did the best she could
She's
with what they
iconic.
gave her.
Y'all not gonna
real.
talk about Sigourney Weaver. She's iconic.
She literally did what she could, but she was
Xenomorph
a
queen,
boring villain.
Yeah, I thought she was one of those like a Meachum type for a second. I thought she was gonna be
boring. Yeah.
you know, with the whole scene with the ice cream and stuff. I thought that was gonna happen with her. I was expecting someone that vicious, and then she didn't really do anything. Did you?
Like
she
what
didn't
I
do
was
anything.
hoping for was to do some like how do I call this? Maybe even I'm going into Matrix territory right now, but
Oh.
I was hoping that like she says, "Oh, we're not hiding anymore. We got you." Blah blah. Blah, when he walked into the office trying to drop like legal rights,
Oh,
but then baby girl put the gun to his head.
oh,
And then he put him. She's like, "Oh, they'll tear through her to get to you." I was hoping on. I was hoping he would legitimately wreck that office. Not with Luke Cage's help yet.
oh yeah, Luke Cage had to come.
I
in.
wanted him to wreck that office because they had little stakes. Come on, I want him to wreck that office, and then her standing there like, "Oh,
boss battle.
boss." Yeah, legit, like
Yo,
one of those. I was waiting for
for
boss battle.
real.
I was expecting her to literally just go, "Huh," and not say anything, just "Huh."
Yo.
So he walks up there, glowing fist and all that, and like
takes a
throw
swing.
a punch, and she two fingers that like, hold up.
Hold up, my
Because this
man.
Sigourney Weaver, we ain't gonna make her do all this martial arts stuff. So make her do basics like
Yeah,
two fingers,
word.
stop this. He does all. They put it in slow motion like he did to Luke Cage, and she just goes into the next stance, block that,
Yo.
block this, block that. Like literally, like
Make
like
her
literally
into
Matrix, like literally how Neo did when he was fighting Smith. I
Make-
know kung fu
swear.
stuff. Like where she doesn't even look at him, just stops everything and be like, "I
Yo.
am the hand," and then push him to the other side of the
Yo,
room,
for
and then Luke
real.
Cage walks in like, "Huh, I heard somebody knocking," and then like they give us, and then it's like, all right, now
And then
she-
all the bodies on the floor, and you know, Danny Blanche is standing there like, yeah, we're done here.
inside the wall.
Like I want her to truly be a threat. Like we're like,
Yo.
okay, you're using chi. FYI, the reason the hand exists is because we come from Kung Lao.
Yeah.
We know the arts that you're doing.
The
That's
only
what
one
we
who
know,
fought
kung
was
fu.
Madame Gao.
well, Gal and the
Consistently.
Japanese dude.
Yo,
They were
for real.
consistent.
They were
The rest of
consistent,
them
yeah.
were
That's what kinda weird.
Kind of weird. I thought Sigourney Weaver was really gonna come in and wreck life.
Yeah, Grandma is the best character in Defenders by far. I wanted to see her fight Elektra.
Yo, seriously, like I thought she was gonna drop that cane. That was just a fall.
I'm mad they played her out.
Yo, for real.
They played her out when she dropped the cane.
And then she's like
I
falls
thought
apart.
she was gonna drop
Because
the
he was like, oh, he's like, Danny, light it up. So he did his shockwave punch, and she was like, she dropped the stick. Was like, oh, I could do that too. And she got into her like crane
her
pose.
crane pose.
And I was like, if she's using two hands for her palm, they're getting wrecked.
It's
but
done.
he just happened to throw his
Yo,
before hers got off. But
for
if she
real.
did
I
hers,
thought-
they would have been clean.
yo, for
Clean
real.
killed.
Did Gao escape?
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
She
I'm
totally
pretty sure
escaped.
she got it.
She,
Yeah.
she kind of leaned into the
talked to
shadows.
she talked to my boy that was
She talked to this
dying,
Japanese dude.
and then she was like, "Oh, this is just death," and then the rocks fall. But we know how Gao
I'm pretty
is.
sure she get out. She gonna like
she a foot ninja.
palm that up, bop, 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 bop. Like,
for real.
like she's gonna like pop that stuff
She's
away.
probably
like,
the one that probably saved Matt.
She's gonna if they do a second season, she's gonna be the last one then.
she's gonna be last
Yeah.
phase. She is going to be the hand. Because
She's-
look how
Yo.
threatening she was in Iron Fist.
Yo,
Yo,
she
on
was
some-
wrecking. Yo,
She was
embarrassing.
terrifying.
For
And
real. On
She was
some-
embarrassing him.
On some real thing, I really hope this leads up to Shadowland. Like she just saves Matt.
Oh, can you explain what Shadowlands is? And I mean, 140 characters and less. Like, just give us the
Okay,
gist.
just a short summary. Daredevil becomes leader of the hand, gets possessed of the leader of the ancient leader of the hands. Spirit becomes a demon, basically eats the spirit of vengeance. Moon Knight comes along, which should have been perfect. But
Right.
this is Netflix and Marvel we're talking about here.
Yeah,
Um,
Moon Knight's possible. It's a possibility.
we do not go down that road.
Yeah, Moon Knight is definitely the possibility, but Daredevil, where they're leaving it, I don't think he's going to
But-
be the leader of the hand. Like,
But
that's
I
huge.
think that's what's gonna happen because being for the fact that what he just said,
Yeah.
what Rasan just said, that bop bop bop, I'm out. With Gal, that's probably the reason how Matt lived, That's how he ended up.
He seemed a little beat up, but
yeah,
dang,
he got beat
like,
up. But like, come on, this is Gao.
Yeah.
This is Gao here.
So you think Gao saved him?
Of course.
I want to know who saved him.
Why? Because it was like, what would have happened? What if like the tables would have turned if Styx didn't guide Matt and like let Matt roam as being Daredevil, and then next thing you know, Elektra was like, oh, I'll just join the hand, just cooperate with them, and then Matt falls in love with her, and then boom, Shadowland, either war.
Right. Well, you really want him to turn dark side. I think
because that suit is sexy. Okay, that suit is sexy.
I just don't see, based on what I've seen. Hold on. We gotta.
Okay.
You do. A-Friend just asks. Do you think we're going to see the Iron Fist dragon?
No, that's gone. That's dead. It's been dead. Unless they decide to go ahead and do the tournament of the cities on Kunlun.
Mm-hmm. There's no Kunlun left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's gone.
Yeah, that too. But you know,
they did.
But I don't think so, because there's different parts of the city and of that spot. So it's like different parts of the city, different parts of Kunlun. So it's like probably one half got destroyed, not the other.
But I feel like I don't know, like being that he left and he left him defenseless.
Because put it this
all
way,
we saw were dead bodies everywhere. And it seemed like the ghosts were still haunting him. So I think they're all gone.
But put it this way, like how they describe Kunlun, it's like heaven.
Yeah.
And heaven is like many places in that.
You think it's well? It is kind of like this extra dimensional kind of place, so it may have.
But they said there's many doors.
Maybe some escaped. Maybe some. Not all of them had to die necessarily.
Like my boy, from honestly, Danny's friend who went rogue.
Right, I forgot about him.
Yeah, they never mentioned him, which should have been mentioned.
And what about that one, the Meacham sister that all of a sudden had it for Iron Fist at the last?
That she wanted to go train in Kunlun.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That should have happened too. That should have been mentioned in Defenders too. But you know, because Madame Gao is Yoda.
Yeah, they just never. They should have at least tied some loose ends.
Of course, that should have been done and over with.
Yeah, we need to figure out
like
the
that
status.
should have been like the very first episode of what happened. Like Gao just went sinister and was like, you should have heard how I killed them all.
Oh yeah.
Instead of like Elektra being the one, oh yeah, you should have heard I killed them all, and got Baby Fist over here getting mad.
Called him Baby Fist.
Yeah.
I like him. I just little toddler.
It looks so dumb every time they show it. It looks dumb every time.
I can't believe this went through so many people. They just this is the coolest thing ever. You know what I mean? Like
I'm telling you,
do such cool things.
This should definitely lead to Shadowlands, but then again, this is Marvel, and there's too many characters they can't put in here.
Oh yeah, of course. They have to.
Who are they gonna replace with Ghost Rider? Because that flopped. Thanks, Nick.
Well, what happened?
Well, I heard they're rebooting Nick. That Nicolas Cage. That means nothing.
Yeah, that's totally like
ancient
history.
Unless they put on Robbie Reyes.
Because didn't he show up in Agents of Shield or something?
That's Robbie Reyes. That's a new Ghost Rider.
That's a new Ghost Rider. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But regardless of what this is going to turn into, I think the Defenders is. I hear people hyping it. And I came in not expecting much, but I expected way more.
I expected a lot more, definitely. I mean, granted, I enjoyed the show. I watched it to finish.
Yeah, me too. We were hanging on.
It's just that, like, after, like I said, episode 6, you're like, this is getting rushed, I feel.
Yeah.
There's only 2 more episodes left. What could you possibly do? You're going to cliffhang us? Because I want a cliffhanger. I watch Game of Thrones. I live for cliffhangers.
We wait for next Sunday.
We ran. Shortcut. We kill 2 fingers in the same episode. That's fun.
Wow.
I can feel like this is getting boring.
Another.
What's up?
I can see Deadpool cracking jokes about the Netflix series. And Deadpool 2, they talk about. I can see him break. That's kind of his thing.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Which is weird because, like, I know this is off topic or whatever, but this is really talking about, like, they have Cable in there with him. When I understand, it's like
Cable seemed odd to put in Deadpool 2, being that he's like the clone of.
But it's a comic, so it's like they have a comic of him, so it's okay. Back to Defenders.
Yes, the Defenders was once again, like you said, missed opportunity, rushed. All of these things, it was enjoyable, but it's not something I would watch again.
And they could have definitely introduced Moon Knight, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You just want to see Moon Knight. I don't know how they introduce Moon Knight. They already got to deal with 4 characters that they're barely holding on to.
They better deal with.
I wish they were more like like more unison with them. I just thought I would have felt like they're a real group. You know, they really want to make this work. They just that bickering we're talking about was getting tiring.
Seriously. And the bickering was across the board. And when I say across the board, I mean literally across the board.
Everybody
bickering with everyone's sidekick was bickering.
Yo,
the police department was bickering.
Misty Knight.
We had the fingers bickering with each other as the hand. Like no one got along. No one functioned as a team in anywhere.
Even
and the thing is, And then when the Defenders, as we see them now, got together, they never told anybody what the hell is going on. They're just as secretive as a secret organization and taking down. Why can't we tell you? Oh, because people will get hurt. You know what? You're literally full frontal at war with them. Secrets don't matter more because you're their main enemy. They don't care who you tell at this point because they need to take you out.
Right.
So what is this whole, the more you know, the more endangered you are? Like, stop pitching that. It got annoying. It's like, how do you not?
Because it's BS. Because you want to tell you why it's BS? I'm watching Daredevil and Matt Murdock withheld his name from Claire, right? Claire got ended up kidnapped by the Russian mafia anyway, just for them knowing, just being in the same building. So this idea, I understood his idea of maintaining his identity. He's a lawyer. He can get disbarred. There's a lot for him to lose. He can't.
Russia, we don't like
Yeah, he would have lost everything if they found out Daredevil and Matt Murdock were the same person. I understood that because he would think about all of the good work he had done for New Yorkers in general. All of that would become put under investigation because he's a criminal. Village Atlantis are a part of the criminal element. He had to be a big ass line between him and the rest of them. It's like, listen, he was about to walk out. You remember he had the little scarf on his head?
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not with it.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm done with this. I know this, and so I'll catch you guys later. Here's your scarf back. Like he was literally, he was ready to leave. That's what I'm saying. For someone who actively said don't get involved, he was progressing the story. That's why that was my gripe with Jessica because she should have been. Yeah, it's like
you left, right? She came back anyway.
She was very weird,
wishy-washy about it. Like,
and then at the same time, she was another person who kept pitching the same ultimatum. Oh, we have to stop them, but I can't let you know, otherwise the whole city's in danger. What the?
I wish they would cooperate more.
Who said it though? It was somebody who shut them up completely. Ooh. I think it was a police officer. They checked the
Misty Knight.
Misty, yeah.
Yeah, Misty Knight was like, listen.
Misty was legit because they pitched that same ultimatum. So she's like, "Oh, people, we tell you we can't let you know because people are gonna get hurt." It's like people are already hurt.
People already.
She hit them with the facts. We're way past that. We had little boy die in the prison. Like, we are way past like people getting hurt now. It's time for you to stop being secret. They're not just gonna
cooperating with us, and we will help you. She was willing to offer her resources to them.
They literally had no reason to keep them in the dark.
They put her career on jeopardy,
over and over, and she kept her.
And she lost the arm because they stupidity.
For real.
I almost cried. I was like, oh, but this is what happened. She gets like a metal arm in the comics and stuff like that. I don't know whether it's vibranium or not, or she becomes a Winter Soldier type, but she does get the arm. Yeah, so that's gonna be. If I get a sequel or a second season, I want to see the arm.
Yeah,
she's
got a legit Iron Fist, and it's one arm for a reason. It's not
because I lost it.
Yeah,
I want Misty Knight and the samurai chick's name.
Oh yeah, Colleen. They're supposed to have a little duo together.
I want their own series because that's like
the thing I didn't like about Colleen in this
one.
She was a cheerleader.
And too eager to go after Bakudo.
No, I don't mind that. My thing was she seemed a lot weaker than she's supposed to be.
She's a better fighter than him.
And my thing is, we saw her in a fighting pit that she also knows how to summon chi. I'm mad she never summoned chi while swinging that sword.
You made me forget about. I literally forgot she could do that.
I was expecting her to pull some lightsabers.
That's what I'm saying because they're afraid of the Iron Fist, and your Iron Fist is bae. You should have dropped that sword. Well, he took the sword from her, mind you. Oof. She should have said, "Welp, pop," and he'd be like, "Oh, cough."
Knock the air out.
And then him like, "Okay, I'm mortal. Let me take this girl serious," because that guy was all smiles till his head was cut off.
Right.
He never once saw anybody in that room which likely stood. He's a finger member, and they're just cheerleaders.
Regulars.
But Colleen is not a cheerleader, and that's what they were making her seem.
Yeah, she just, you guys better take care of Iron Fist, and y'all better do this, and I'm like,
you better not fail him again.
Just because
fail him, I was like, okay, chill.
But he failed himself.
He failed. Took the words out of my mouth. He failed his entire self.
I literally sat here and I was like, "What are you talking about, Colleen? You weren't even there. You were knocked out."
Like I don't know. It's just once again underused. Misty Knight was criminally underused because they didn't want to cooperate with her.
Sigourney Weaver criminally underused.
Xenomorph Queen. Why?
Y'all brought this iconic actress. I mean, iconic to do nothing with. Why bring her in? You could have brought anybody else.
Anybody could have did her role.
For real.
Don't waste her time. I would have been. I wouldn't. If I was her and I read that script, I'm good.
That's such a waste for her stature. Under Marvel. That's a waste because she could have been probably any other character. Imagine, I'm gonna tickle fantasies right now because her kind of character and the actress she is and the role she always plays. If we had an actual, because I still don't feel it's successful, but if we had an actual successful Spider-Man series going, movie wise, and they want to open up dimensions, you know who I'm shooting for, Madam Web.
Oh,
Think about who she is. She would have made a great Madam Web.
Xenomorph Queen.
Oh my God.
Xenomorph Queen as Madam.
It would have been.
That's what I wanted.
I think I would have cast her.
Oh my God. You're right. Jesus Christ.
No, that's actually, you know what she could have done. She should have.
She needs a top tier character.
She's
gonna
Marvel
be in Marvel.
Cinematic Universe.
Seriously.
Exactly. Yeah. If she's gonna be in
there.
Marvel, she needs to be a legit top tier
You
character.
descend
Yeah.
from Xenomorph Queen to like Queen of all spiders. Like,
I'm sorry, this is such a wasted role for her.
yo,
Because
for
you know,
real.
women
I
of her
want-
age and whatnot don't get very complex roles
I'm not
already.
gonna
They
lie.
get to be somebody's mom, somebody's grandma, or
She's
or-
too
or-
legendary for
she's
that.
too
I'm sorry.
legendary.
Even then, I don't think so.
Yeah, they usually play those. Honestly,
She's too
think about that
legendary for
bracket.
that.
That
Yeah.
bracket of women over the age of 50, they get really less and less
True.
roles. And you all gave her this opportunity, and you could have wrote this. You should have really showed off in her role.
She
You
should have been
showed
an
her
anime villain.
But think about the Meacham, right? Meacham was super villainous. He was over the top.
Yeah.
And
Nah,
I thought she was
Lannister.
Meacham 2.0. Like,
That's what I was wanting.
Yo,
Oh, I wanted
she
that so
should have been
bad.
like a straight anime villain. I'm sorry.
I wanted to be
As
maniacal.
powerful as she was claiming to be, she should have been like, oh, okay, you
She was
swung
just
at
the
me.
most intelligent one out of them. That's
She was very
Yo.
smart. Don't get me wrong. She knew what she was talking about, but I wanted to see viciousness. Don't freak get your
Yo.
hands. Like you said, you don't get your hands dirty. Yeah, the guy's like, you don't get your
The
hands
The
dirty.
Japanese dude was by far my favorite. Well, I'm sorry.
He was
Madame
cutting
Gao,
open the.
Yeah.
That was so.
He was
weird.
gouging a bear that he
Yeah.
A
went
moon
and caught
bear.
himself.
A moon bear.
He went and just did that himself.
So I fought him. He
Um,
almost killed me over 10 days.
moon
And
bear.
he said it's no fun unless it's that way. Like,
Yeah.
and
I'm
I
like,
get-
you're
that's what,
nuts.
and that's what made him the most dangerous out of him. And that's why I was
For
saying when we
real.
were coming into the room, like, if he wasn't using tonfas, he would have started. He would have laid out the members quick.
Yo,
Quick,
could
Because
you-
he was giving them all work, but he was using a blunt weapon, just little
tap,
knockouts.
tap, tap.
Yo, he was putting
right.
in them self-defense on gloves when he was talking all that smack to her. To
Yeah.
the Xenomorph Queen. I was like, yo, is he gonna deck her with some?
He was about to.
sandbag
He
punch?
was actually gonna kill her there.
Yo,
He was gonna kill her, but
I was
Elektra
waiting.
walked in with
That's
copper
another,
hands.
That's another thing I don't like is that she was too powerful.
That's what I'm saying. She was OP.
Yeah,
No
like
reason.
we talk about Elektra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She should have been dumbed down. At least like her and the
I
dude-
wish she was full dark side, if that's
her,
the case.
Her and the dude that she was beefing
just
with
fall
from
in
the
love all of a
hand,
sudden.
like the Japanese dude, whatever. He should have been fighting her a long time ago.
You know what I wish I did with Elektra? I wish she would like turned sides earlier. It would have been like, I'm here because I recognize that you're a weapon. You know, she kept saying, "You let me die. You let me die." I'm like, you got shot. What was he supposed to do? Take the bullet out of you? Like, what was he supposed to do?
Exactly.
Like, and see, like, okay, you obviously, and mind you, remember she snuck into his apartment
Yeah.
and saw all the pictures
She
and
went
all
laid in his
stuff,
bed and
laid in his
stuff.
bed, and did all that sentimental
Stalker.
stuff just to come see me in person, act like you don't know me.
Yup.
You know, you broke into my place. I thought that was so odd for her to say so emotionally distant, and then act like it was just very uneven for her. I thought let her turn sides, let her be a new little spot in with the defenders, that wild card character that they can summon out
Exactly.
to do stuff, because it
I
doesn't make
could've-
sense for Elektra to even be fighting Matt Murdock if you definitely remember him, because you do. You act like you don't. You don't lose your memory when you come back. They don't. They remember all the different lives they've had.
Yeah.
You remember Matt. You remember the times
Yeah.
you had. So why do you feel because you got shot that was somehow his fault? Like
But,
that was
like Xenomorph Queen was saying, it was like I'm gonna keep calling her that. I don't care.
Go ahead.
Or Madam Web, but she's been saying, she said that the first time she came out of that coffin, she was like, your language will come back, your instinct will come back, and also your memories.
Precisely. So,
But you have to put them aside.
but she was her own. You know what I mean? Like, imagine someone revived her and told her what to do. That probably wouldn't work.
But
you know what I mean?
I mean, she died so many times. Like,
But it was uneven. I thought like maybe let her break that hold and run back to Daredevil and then team up again and do like they've been doing. You know what I mean? Like what would have been so wrong about that?
true.
They want some dramatic ending. That's why.
I
They
kinda-
want that dramatic Romeo and
that's
Juliet
why,
nonsense.
And then that's why I'm saying they shouldn't even gotten all the fingers involved.
Exactly.
right.
That
No,
could
no,
have been.
yeah.
That could have been the second season, right
That's
there.
what. That's
You were
exactly what I was
saying.
going.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver's character could have died at the end of
Right.
this under the pile of buildings.
Yup.
She could have went out like that with Elektra
Some
and
Jeep.
Mark, and then we go in and Gal and Japanese and
Yup.
White Hat. They all show up again.
On
That
some-
way,
the real.
that way it's like, okay, we got all the fingers. We went through. We had to blow up a building to stop one finger.
For real.
one, right?
That would have said
One
something.
who wasn't even a finger though. Like that was something. She wasn't even a finger. She was just like, oh well, I'm
She
just
was
gonna get these
a
bones
weapon.
and minerals.
Yeah, she's just a weaponized.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so,
Yeah.
If they were, who was the weakest out of the hand?
out of
Who
the
was the
hand,
corniest?
the
Who was the
corniest was
corniest?
the samurai dude.
The thumb.
All smiles.
He was the
All
thumb.
smiles was the weakest because granted, White Hat was the first to get killed, but look at the circumstances. He went after Luke Cage out the gate.
As a boss.
He didn't say, "Oh, let me go after Jessica Jones or like Copper Knuckles over
Nah.
here or Blind Boy."
Yo.
Nah, I'm going for the big black dude in the corner. That's who I want. I want to fight the bouncer of the club.
Exactly.
He gave him work and he threw him in. He was whooping Luke Cage's ass. He just happened to lose off screen. Okay, I'll buy that.
I'm not gonna lie. He was actually one of my favorite fingers for the fact that when they first fought, he was like, "I heard you're unbreakable. Let's see how unbreakable you
Yeah,
really
legit.
are." I was like, "Bruh."
Do you remember that ending to Kill Bill 2 with the
finger thing,
The
yeah.
finger
Five
thing.
finger death
I
punch.
thought, oh, Luke Cage in trouble.
That's what I was thinking.
Yo,
too.
for real.
You in danger, girl. You in danger.
Wait. Danger zone.
Yeah, you entered the danger zone because this guy
yeah.
can get past your
So
skin.
yeah, Mr. Smiles, because he was too busy trying to manipulate Colleen. He
All
never
right.
posed himself as a finger.
There you go, corny. Corny.
I'm sorry, he's the,
The coolest,
corniest one.
obviously,
Yeah.
Madame Gao. That's it.
Grandma Mayota there, like she is
Yo.
so much. I love her,
She was manipulative. She was physical when she needed to be.
and she wasn't fucking with nobody shit.
Yo,
Yeah,
I'm not.
nope.
I'm
Smart. Knew to
Season
make
3.
moves when they make moves.
season 3 of
And
Daredevil.
despite the fact how threatening Elektra was, she ain't back down from Elektra.
No.
She saw Elektra kill Alexandria right in front of her. Like saw it and then like chilled. All right, okay, hostile takeover. Much sure. I'll let you have this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she knew like I'm not gonna fight you directly. You know what I mean? You want to think you're in power? I'll let you think so.
Word.
I'm gonna
What
one who
was-
survives all
Because
this.
that's why when she was seeing how the fight was going in the Defender's favor, she's like, "I'll wait." She just started backing off screen.
Yeah.
That slow back away.
Remember the
Yo,
She
really-
ain't stupid. She ain't
Remember-
stupid. Like,
Remember the
aight.
scene? Remember the scene that Madam Web and Gal was talking together, and she was like, "Oh, well, we all try to kill each other. Gal, you're the one.
You're the
that was
one who
hitting
tried
us."
to. You one who
She
specifically
smooth-
tried to assassinate
she's
me.
smooth. She was like, "Let the past be the past."
Yeah, legit. Like she's
the
she's
past
so
be the
gangster.
past.
Yo, for
So
real.
to wrap this all up, we're approaching the end. How many batterings? Like, what do you want? 5 or 10 batterings?
I'm gonna give it.
No. We got. We need
I'm
a
gonna
ra-
do
no,
a
no, no.
rating
We got a new rating system because it's Defenders. We're doing out of 5. How many fingers out of 5? That's what we do. We do that.
Okay.
We need a proper rating system per
You're
show.
right. Per show, everyone.
Oh God. Okay.
Can't use batterings for everything.
No,
nigga.
we can't.
I
We
wanna-
can't. This is Marvel here. Could we use how many Mickeys?
Shut up. How many
Okay.
hidden Mickeys out of?
All right. So,
Alright, so
you
out of
Migs,
5.
Migs. I'm
No,
going towards you.
no, go, no. I'm
All right,
salty.
then I'll do it. Then I
Yeah,
want
you do it.
2.5 fingers. 2.5 fingers out of 5. I'm right down the middle.
2.5.
2.5. I'm right down the middle.
I'll give it like I said, I had a solid 3 because I was 100% a part of the show up until the 7th episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, wait a minute, this is getting wrapped up way too quick.
You're like,
Way too quick. Because I literally, when I was on Newt Flukes and I was looking at the thing and I'm like, all right, we're on episode 7. I'm like, wait, how many episodes is in this season? So I open up the episodes.
You
There's
did-
only one more? I literally, that's exactly my reaction. I'm like,
And the
no.
rest, and the rest of it was
I
trailers.
was so hyped. I was hyped. I was so hyped. I'm like, yes, I can't wait
Yo,
for how this is gonna go. This is
for
getting
real.
good. This is legitimately good. Wait a minute. This has to end. Cliffhanger? Okay. I hope. There's hope. There's hope. This isn't hope. They killed a finger. They killed another one. Oh my god. The balloon's got. Oh, they saved the day.
Huh?
What do we
What do we do?
Where do
from
we
here?
go from here? Oh, he's standing on top of the building. Is he in full suit? Is he in full suit? Hand gloves? That's a stupid look. And he's just wearing a jumpsuit. Oh, wait. We got hidden at the credits. Hidden at the credits. Was it Murdoch's still alive? Because I didn't know that you people seem to think, because you guys think I've never watched anything on TV or movies before. So cool. So I got nothing on this. I didn't even get to suffer the loss of a favorite character because Madame Gal is still walking, I'm pretty sure. So it's
I'm
like
pretty sure.
I got, it was like, you know what this was? I walked into a restaurant. I ordered my meal. I finished it.
and was unsatisfied.
I didn't take any home. And I went home and I took a poop. And then I went to sleep and started
An
the next day. Like there was
unsatisfying
not like
poop.
there was like what was this? I could have stayed home for this.
Yo.
right. I could have ordered
That-
takeout. I
That's
could've,
pretty much
like,
how I felt. It was like I was so hyped for this, and I just got enough.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying a season 2 is necessary because we just got enough.
Yo, for
You need
real.
some leftovers.
But there's
man.
not an. It's like
There's
there's
so
too much
There's too
that
much
this
there's
is
stuff
made
in
of.
it,
All the
man.
ingredients you put on this plate. and this doesn't even fill up a 5-year-old.
Yo, you go order off the kids menu. That's what it felt like.
This is the value
Yeah,
menu.
I ordered the kids menu.
You ate.
I got my Happy Meal and I'm happy I got my toy, but the problem is when I opened up the bag, it was the Hot Wheels cars, and it was the one out of the 7 toys that they had that I didn't want.
that you had already. Duplicate.
Yeah, a duplicate.
So what you saying? You got the
You
value
gave it
menu.
3.
But yeah, so I give it a 3. A solid, an actual, well, not solid down the middle, but a good 3 because like I said,
3.
those last 2 episodes are ironically.
I gave them like, I gave them a smooth 2.5. I was just like bummed out.
Just 3.
You're giving it so what is yours now?
I'm
What
just
you-
gonna give it a 3 because they tried.
It was so much going on. There was so much good things about it, but it was just like, I get it. You're squeezing 4 stories into one shoebox.
I'm gonna give it.
So give it benefit it down to that.
I'm gonna give it a 3 because they tried to redeem Copper Hands, baby fist right now. But
Tiny little fist.
I'll give him at most like his fighting was fluent, not stiff.
I have to give him that his fighting was better, and I noticed one thing about his fight scenes.
Bend with your knees.
They were his fighting scenes weren't
They were
cut.
Ooh, Brian Daly.
My father.
Hugely disappointed.
highly disappointed.
Highly disappointed. I said hugely. Highly. I thought it was you. Highly disappointed.
Oh,
I'm
my
with you.
God. I'm with you with that.
I'm giving it credit. It's not getting more than 3.
Oh, that's for sure.
'Cause
Yeah.
I'd fight you if you gave me 4
I'd
fingers.
fight myself. Okay,
Yo, for real.
I'd have to go to
I'll
Kung Lao, be trained to be the next Iron Fist, just so I can whoop my own ass. Okay.
Oh,
And then after I kill myself, I would need to be brought up in a Lazarus pit because I don't like their substance downs. I have to go to DC to resurrect myself in the Ra's al Ghul so I can come back even more dangerous and
have
insane
more
and
death
re-kill
metal in
myself. But then realize that I made past mistakes as well as my master did, and then put on a red hood.
Good. I'm
So
glad
we're going
nobody's
there?
giving him more. Nobody's giving him more than 3 fingers. That's
Yeah.
cool.
I'll,
Brian said 2.
2.
2.
2. I said 2.5 fingers.
I said I'll give it a 3 because
I mean, but we
And he
talking.
said, and that's generous.
No, because
Yo,
that my father's an
for
OG,
real.
triple OG,
For
OG,
real.
triple OG.
That
I'm
man,
dying. I'm
That man I
dying.
respect. That man
dying
judgment
right
I
now.
respect.
He says he's being generous. He said no hands.
No,
No hands, bro. Ma, look, no hands. That's
Oh my God, yo!
he
I
said,
swear,
wow.
yo,
I respect that. I totally respect it.
The only reason why I gave it a 3 is because they tried.
Yeah, I said
They
they
tried.
tried.
Did you guys give them the what's the trophy to give kids that didn't even place?
The effort ones or
Yeah.
something like the pity trophy.
You tried.
Can I be Mr. Krabs? Let me play your music in the small
On the saddest
smallest
song on the
violin.
smallest violin. You tried your best, but that's so mean. But I think we have reached the end, right?
Yeah, we
we're
spent
Yeah.
the whole hour on the
Defenders.
the
The
the D members. Like I don't know what they are.
the
Like,
D minus members, bro.
the
So
discombobulator.
shout out time. Shout outs to Jessica Lynn. Her fangirl's going into printing. I just got like a random update. It's actually going into printing now. So you guys are going to actually have the physical copy very soon. She was at the Comic-Con in Chicago. It was Retcon.
Bet.
And it was awesome. She sold out of work. The Bones
Dope.
girls are a real hit over there. And it was
Yo.
really cool. A lot of her progress. She's doing more color, which is really cool. Like really cool red backgrounds and blue backgrounds. And also shout out to Fort of Solitude. I went there today. Jose's doing great.
Yup.
I love hanging out with him. He's a lot of fun.
My
Also shout out to Joker's Child if you want to go there and buy comics in Fair Lawn, New Jersey, because Fortress is in Newark. That's more close to where I live at. So shout out to Speaking Mind Radio for having us. Shout out to OTR, Villainy Games, the Real Ish Talkers, and that's it for me.
Oh,
Any else?
I'm gonna shout out for my page, the Collector Vaults. I'm running with Hector Rosado, my boys,
All right.
and stuff. Basically, what that's about is a little small community. We're trying to get together is with our friends. Show off our collectibles and stuff like that, or possibly sell them. We're trying to branch out into New York when Comic-Con comes in. So if anybody has anything they want to sell or anything they want to show off, just let us know and we'll post it up for you guys.
Yes, and nothing else from the Aesop the Alchemist?
no.
Yes, and the sun sets on this mortal realm.
As usual, guys, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. Leave us a comment on what your opinions on the Defenders was. If you liked it, if you give it no fingers out of no hands, and we will gladly reply to that because this is still a meaty topic to talk about.
Definitely.
I'm Aesop the Alchemist,
This is Teal Buff.
Mixed struggle.
and we'll get back to you guys later. Cheers.
Peace.